What's up guys, Evil Hammer 6 here again. And now I'm doing a update video to the Kalphite guide that I've previously posted, since they did a combat rework, a slight rework to the armors and different things about Kalphite King mostly. I'm going to just go run over the basic stuff that you now need to take. The new FC that I KK in, and I'd recommend you guys to go to, it's called Let's KK. The requirement to get in here is 160 combat, and you either need to have dual Dragor weapons, and then for melee it's dual Dragor weapons, full Bandos, full Torva, or the POP armor, which is Tetsu. Now you can have a combination of any of that, and you have to have a headgear, your chest slot, and your pants. As you can see here, I have the Mage gear on, which is either, once again, robes of subjugation plus either Virtus or the POP armor, and you can mix those up. The only other requirement is if you're maging, you have to have a chaotic staff or a Virtus book and Virtus wand. That's the only thing that's the only thing this FC requires. Also, you have to use fire spells. I do maging because I do not die as much, and I recommend it because the Kalphite King now spawns in melee phase. Well, he's always spawned in melee phase, but now he's weaker to mage, so your mage hits a lot quicker. And if you have a lot of mages there, you can get them down very quickly, which I'm going to show you some quick tips once I get over to doing Kalphite King here in a few seconds. As you can see, my inventory setup, I have Vampirism aura on. That's the best of them, in my opinion, especially if you're maging, because you don't need to soul split the whole time. In this clan, you also have to stay potted at all times, so if you bring mage and you have the mage level and requirements, you can just bring extreme magic potions. If you do melee, I would recommend overloads, because then you don't have to have 3 more potions in your inventory like extreme. You need to have extreme defense, and then your extreme strength and attack, you just have 1 overload. It's easier to use. Also, you can bring prayer renewals. That's an option. I just bring some super restores and food. Unicorn's the best thing to bring because you can just use your healing scrolls. And then if you're doing fire spells, of course, you need fire runes and air runes. Okay, now for the setup for your bank, for your food, you can either bring rocktail, shark. I mean, you can bring lower tiered food, but you're not going to probably last as long. I'm going to show you some tactics that you use when you're there. And so I already showed you how to get there in the last video, but I'm just going to show it on this one because I'm too lazy to cut out parts. I just like to do a video in one run. Makes things easier. I do have 2 things. You are only allowed to use either melee or magic in this FC. Only one thing the whole time. So unless you are ranked, I have a bronze star rank in here, so I can switch over. Now I have an arcane shield because when he does go to when he goes into magic phase, sometimes if you put that on, the balls that he fires out will not hit you as hard because the shield absorbs some and takes your prayer away. So it can help you survive if you can afford it. You don't need the arcane, you can just get a regular spectral. It has the same effect, so it is helpful. You do have to stay potted in this FC at all times, so make sure if you are going in, make sure you're potted at all times. They will kick you for that. Let's see, I'm assuming that when you come into the tunnel, the people that you want to go in at, the instances, are usually one of the gold ranks, the generals. Sometimes others host them, but just try them all before you ask, or you can ask. So when you come in, depends on what phase he is. He's not in any phase right now. He just spawned. So he's in yellow. That means, I showed you in the last one, that's melee. So basically right here I have my bar. You can now use stuns in this FC. The only time you do not want to use stuns is when someone, I will show you here maybe, someone turns green, which means he has greened someone for death, and that you cannot use any stuns at that point. The only stuns I have on my bar are impact and asphyxiate at the moment. And make sure you pot up when you come in, so drink my extreme magic potion. These kills right now are going really quick. There's healing. This is when you do want when to click off and attack. Do not attack him. There will be a green shield around him, And there you see someone turned green right there. You don't want to use your stuns. This guide is kind of going to be rushed because I can't really like slow down anything and show you guys. So just kind of watch the video through, and I'm going to explain some stuff as I go. I'll make it as long as I can, probably 10-15 minute video. But I'll show you here when he spawns again. Now see, I'll turn off my soul split this time, and I will stand over here and activate my vampirism. It doesn't have that big of a boost, but has a decent enough that it will actually heal you enough that you don't have to. So as you can see here, he will go on to the person that does the most damage per second, which usually is the mages, but that means, as you can see, he'll go back and forth and around. That if he does go on you, like you saw he was just on me, and he stays on you, you can soul split him, because then you might want to soul split, or put on your deflect melee if you really feel like it. So there you saw that. He is now green. You do not want to use any stuns. Do not use impact, or do not use asphyxiate. The only time you want to use those 2 stuns is when he goes into magic phase, because you can stun him, and when he sends out the magic balls, he actually will not send them out. He will sit there stunned instead. So you get a lot more hits on him when he's in mage phase. That way you can kill him a little bit faster. Now as you can see, I'm just going through my my abilities like normal. I'm using the rack first, and then I'm going back and forth between the other first 4 or 5 you have on here. You guys can pause and see which ones they are. If you have a question, you can post on here. But the only ones that you specifically need are provoke. That way, in case you turn green, like he would green me, and then this person here will voke off of him. He'll do a special attack on her, and she will heal off of it, or she will use the barricade, which no damage, she'll be invincible. Then as soon as that's done, you can see he'll bite her. You have to voke back off, which is this one, provoke. You have to voke the king back onto you. That way, in case he greens you again, she can voke you back off. She can voke the king back off you. That way you don't die. It's a requirement. You will get kicked for it in this FC, and usually mostly all FCs. They're a little bit more specific in this one, but I mean, most are. There, you see he's healing again. Just if you cannot see the green shield around him, which sometimes, as you can see, I moved over to lower graphics, you can't see it. Just make sure you get off of him. Okay, so when he throws these orange balls out, you want to stay away from him, and just keep running away. You can now pray magic. That way you negate some damage. Now you see here, if I can get in here to attack, I'll show you. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of people in this instance at the moment. So best thing to do is just run around and try to stay away from him. If you want, you can put your spirit shield on now, and you don't have to attack him at all. Okay, so he ran forward. I'm gonna run up, use impact. Maybe. Nope, he stunned me, so now I'm screwed. So just eat up if you ever get like stopped in one spot. That way you have some more health. Okay, so now I'm going to come back. I'm going to attack him. I'm going to use this impact. Okay, he already turned green. Okay, so now he's melee. Basically, if you're maging, you want to pray range definitely, because he will destroy you. As you can see here, I want to switch over to my other stuff, but you cannot normally do that if you're maging. Just make sure most people now do pray range when he does go to range phase, because it hits a lot harder. So just make sure you pray range just to be safe. It's not a big deal. The only other thing is he'll stun you multiple times on that mage phase, or on this range phase. So just use your, you can use this anticipation, and for 10 seconds you won't be able to get stunned, or if you get stunned and you're away from him, use the freedom ability. Same thing with the balls when they come out. The attack you want to use, if he sends out a blue ball and he stuns you, what you would want to do is you want to hit this freedom button. Because that will unstun you and allow you to move away from the potential incoming orange balls that will be coming at you. Other than that, it's pretty basic. If it's a smaller team, it's easier to attack on mage phase. As you can see right now, we probably got like 10, 15 people in here. So he goes down really quick, but sometimes he still does the mage phase, and that's not induced by stuns. It's just the kill takes too long. Okay, the other thing I'm going to go over are ultimate abilities. The only ultimate abilities you are allowed to use are Metamorphosis and Berserk. Metamorphosis is Mage. It's this one here. You can see how I'm I don't know what you call that, the fire guy, I guess. I don't know. Basically, you want to use that at the beginning of every kill. So you clear the minions in between kills, and you get your adrenaline back up, and then when he spawns, you use the metamorphosis right away, and you'll start doing extra damage. That's the same thing with the melee, except you use Berserk. You save up for it, and when he spawns, you use Berserk. And then you just go and attack him until you can get to your high tier, intermediate, what are these called? I don't know. The intermediate, not the ultimates, and you use that. So as you can see, they're killing so quick I can't even use it at the beginning of the kill, but I'll use it as soon as I can, and just to keep attacking him that way. That's basically it. Just make sure you provoke back after he's green. And okay, so see, he just greened someone. That's that. You can tell by him glowing green. Now he will. I'll see here if you see it. Wait for it. He's stunned right now. See, you're not supposed to do that, but you saw that attack right there. That is him doing his special attack. And as you can see, the person voked back because he went back towards him, and then he just got greened again, and the vocal will do it, and then you'll see he did that voke back. Now he would have voked it back, but it died instead, so that works just as fine. And as you can see, you get plenty of shark drop and everything. So usually all you can do, well, once you're decent at it, you just need to bring a bunch of potions, and you can sit here for a very long time, along with as many unicorns as you have. And then when you do die, because you do die, and incidentally, it's not because you're bad, or I mean, I still die now. The thing you want to do is when you teleport, make sure to bring back a unicorn if you do not already have one in your inventory, because it will die when you die. And also, you want to bring back any extra food or potions you may need, because then you don't have to bank technically. And the other thing with this FC is make sure when you do get a split, which happens fairly often. Today they got a bunch of them. I think the one guy made he's been on for about 12 hours. He's made about 80 mil today. It's just a lucky day. But you have to get your split on the ground. You'll see the pile of coin, and you want to run off of it after you get it and go back to attacking the minions or the king. Because if you take anyone's split in this FC and you don't return it, well, actually you don't want to take it at all, because they'll still kick you for it, even if you do return it. So you want to just let the ranks they'll stand on the split, let them get anything that comes up, and because if you take it and you don't return it, you'll get a life ban, which means you'll never be able to come back into FC again, or you will be deranked. I don't even deranked. Temp banned, which is for an hour you will not be able to come back, and that's if you return it. So just avoid taking other people's splits. It's a good thing. Make sure you stay potted. The other thing, if you're using extremes like I am, you want to make sure you're +7, which if you're using extremes, well, if you're 99, it's 107 you want to stay above. 106, yeah, 106 is the lowest. They will stat spy. I actually do that once in a while also, because I'm a bronze star. But they'll have people in here stat spying, and if they catch you lower than the level, they will kick you. And then if you're overloaded, just make sure you keep overloading every 5 minutes. As you can see now, I'm not praying and I'm not getting hit. If you stay on the east side of the king, he always spawns these minions on the left side, or I mean you want to stay on the west side of the king, because he spawns the minions on the east side. So that way you don't get hit with melee when they pop up from the ground. Sometimes it is fairly dangerous, depending on how low health you stay. Okay, I think that's about it for this guide. I kind of went over most of the things I went over in the previous video, maybe a little bit more detail, and along with the new introductions they have did since he came up. Hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned a thing or two. I'll see you guys next video.